John, do you have any memorable stories from your time flying the whale?
Yeah, sure. My story is like everyone's most likely. Let's see. The first time you tank over the carrier at night because you're low on gas, and you realize that that's the last time you ever want to do that, but you end up doing it again for sure. When you have a hydraulic flight control failure, and then you land back in the carrier with nothing but trim and power, the proverbial night. Rainy, foggy uh, approach to the back of the ship, but for some reason you're flying a tack hand to the back of the ship, and when you get down to 301, there's nothing to see. So you figure, well, if you're going to bust minimums, you might as well do it while you still have gas. So you turn into the carrier, and LSO sees you, and when you finally see the carrier, you're high and right and close, and you drop your wing and pull power and grab that four wire because that's why it's there. But I'd
Mm.
say the most memorable was probably the conclusion of my time in the A3. In the late 90s, the Navy had finally decided that the A3 shouldn't be on the carrier anymore. And so we took our four A3s in Guam, um, flew them to Alameda in San Francisco, dropped off two, picked up one, San Francisco to Key West to Bermuda,
Wow.
Bermuda to the Azores, where we landed just seconds before they closed the airport due to heavy fog. And then next morning took off, and the three of us are flying now into Spain. But we're IFR. I mean, it's heavy
Mm.
cloud as we're flying up in altitude, and then all of a sudden we break out, and there's the entire Iberian Peninsula laying before us, all totally
Wow.
VFR. So we dropped on down and to like 10 or 12,000 feet and flew north of Gibraltar, headed east into the Mediterranean, made a big right hand turn, and came out south of Gibraltar, headed west on Canyon Passage, flying into Spain. Into the break in Road of Spain, and parked their airplanes at 4 o'clock, just like we told them there at VQ2. So concluded my and that was my last jet flight there. That was in December of I guess 78 and or 98 rather. And so I began my A3 career flying west out of Spain around the world, and concluded my A3 career flying east out of Guam halfway around the world. So it was a nice way to finish. And of course, along the way, picking up all my best friends, Chuck Lurcher Orbell, uh, Danny Wensley Wenceslao, Gary Wolfe Wolf, Andy Niedermeyer, D2 Dale Dean, Zulu Gerard Zubka, Pete Griffiths, Lips Ed Morton, Brad Martin, Fuzz Gary Scheipel, my best chief, Chief John Harris, my best CAG, John Ireland out there on the Connie, and of course, Terry T-Bone Hansen and Marcus Narwell. Williams. So it was a good crew that I worked with, and it was a great 10 years of flying.
Yeah, so I have to ask, like, obviously you see online now, like Fini-Flights, you get displayed with champagne. Did you get that as well?
No, but since I finished up there in Spain, I probably had a nice cold glass of sherry and some
Mm.
gambas al ajillo, shrimp and garlic, and but no, there was no big splash. Just an air crew salute from all the maintenance guys. The maintenance guys, I got my hat off to them. I mean, the thousands of hours they spent keeping this A3 in the air so I could fly it around. The airplanes, in fact, belong to the maintenance guys, and
Mm.
us pilots just borrow them every now and then to justify our flight pay.